Okay, I've started cutting the bearing edge. Right now I'm just like I said, getting started. Two things here. Number one, you want to take small cuts. If you try to take a big giant cut at first, this thing's going to try to rip it out of your hands. And that's where the unsafe part of this comes from. Unlike a router table, where the bit would just be sticking up above the table a little bit, which in itself could be a danger, this bit is out in the open on its own. You're going to be holding on to the shell up here. This thing tears from your hands, could run your hands into the cutter blade, which would be very, very bad. Hopefully we won't show you a video of that today. So the other big important thing is you have to always be certain that you're running the drum against the rotation of the blade. If you don't do that, it'll do the same thing as taking a giant cut. And I don't care how strong you are and how hard you hold it, this machine will tear this thing from your hands. And I actually know that from experience. Luckily I didn't get hurt. But if you're going to attempt this, those two things you have to keep in mind no matter what. And the fact is, it really isn't the safest way of doing this. But I'll cut this and you can see, I'll take a cut. You just keep raising the table slowly after each cut. So what's important is that you feed this in and kind of make sure you're holding it and go the direction that you're going to want to cut. Just like that, and come off before you let go of it. Just working your way around, nice and slow. If you're in a rush here, you're probably going to get hurt, or you're going to wreck your drum. Or both. Neither of which are any good. You see I go around more than once. I keep working at it until I get a nice even cut. Do that on the inside, and then if you want to have a counter cut on the outside, you can do the outside. The big advantage of this is as you're cutting the bearing edge, if you're doing it on a router table, you want to make sure that the inner and the outer never actually meet each other. You have to leave a single ply, or if they do meet, they can barely meet. Because once they meet, you start cutting down into the drum, and now because the surface you're using to register the drum to the tool is getting smaller, you basically keep cutting the drum in a spiral. And so you'll always have a little dip no matter what you do. You can't get away from it. This way, because you're registering off the opposite edge, as long as that edge is flat and square to the shell, this edge will be flat and perpendicular to the other edge. And that eliminates a lot of problems. Like I said, it's not the safest way, and I don't even know that I would recommend it to anybody to try, but it is the way I do it. Alright, so there it is. That's what the bearing edge looks like. I will go in and now I will hand sand it. Put a little bit of a round over. Just to smooth that out on the top. Make it look nice. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and like I said, if you decide this is a process you'd like to try, be very careful. Thank you.